This week I have the brand new F-150 Baja Splash. All right, F-150 Baja Splash. This edition is unique from the Ford dealership from Boisvert in Boucherville. This is the new and the latest edition from the Splash family. So this is a better, more bold edition of the Splash. If you follow my page, I reviewed earlier this year the Splash edition, and this is the Baja Splash edition. So let's dig in. Let's see what's make this F-150 Baja Splash. First of all, let's start about the base. This is an F-150 XLT with the V8 5-liter Coyote. So the Baja Splash is based on that truck. Then the team from Boisvert Ford been tuning this truck and adding a lot of parts into it to make the Baja Splash. So let's start with the front. As you can notice, it's a brand new bumper. In the front, they changed the bumper completely, and also the grille. Both the bumper and the grille give that Raptor look, that Raptor attitude, I could say. If we look at the hood, you got that big ram air and also those heat extractor on the side, mixed with the Baja graphics and also the Baja Splash logo in the front. So you can tell from the front, it's a Baja Splash. Also, you can notice one of the best looking headlights on the market right now. These lights are amazing. I like the way they look, the way they light up. When you use your blinker and all that, this is one of the best aftermarket lights for the F-150. On the side, you can notice the marker light similar to the Gen 1 Raptor. And actually, this is the same OEM part from the Raptor. So if you have one of these lights going bad, you can replace them easily at your Ford dealership, because this is from the Ford OEM parts catalog. On the side right here, you've got the air vent. This is also something change on the Baja Splash. Also, you got the F-150 logo, as you can find on any F-150. This one have the Splash included in the logo. It really looks like OEM, and also you've got that graphic which change with the lights, and it's multicolor. It's really cool. If we look at the wheels, these are unique to the Baja Splash. Those are custom made for Boisvert Ford to build these trucks. This is a brand new wheel for the Baja Splash. You got the logo in the center, and around it, wrap it with the General Grabbler 33-inch to give you some real traction in off-road conditions. As you can see on the side of it, you got multiple graphics and also stickers telling you the parts applied to that truck. Also here, I have a really cool graphic, Baja Splash, unique to the Baja Splash, so you can tell this is a special edition. These graphics are really cool. There's a mix of color, and also these are changing with the lights. They're multicolor again. Once the sunlight hit them, it changed color. It's really cool, and again, you can tell only by the side, it's a Baja Splash. One of my favorite part about this Baja Splash, it's really the light rack, the roll bar. These roll bars are great because they don't use any space inside of your box, so you still have the full cargo capacity of your box, but you can add those rigid lights. You got 5 of them, super powerful. These are really cool. It gives that off-road look to the Baja Splash. And also these are retractable, so you can put down your sets of lights. So these are really practical, especially if you go in underground parking, in car wash, or anywhere pretty much, and you want to retract them. Or also to be legal or more aerodynamic on the road. It's really practical. You don't have to put a cover on the top of them if you're in some place they don't like those off-road lights. It's super practical. Once you want to use it, just press a button inside of the cab. You can raise them up and you can use them in off-road conditions. A really nice touch who comes with the Baja Splash is that new tonneau cover from Ford. These are OEM parts from Ford. Those are accessories from Ford. It's actually the same paint as the truck, so it really completes the truck. It's a really high-end tonneau cover. It's a 3 panel. You can retract, and this is rigid. It's one of the best looking tonneau cover on the market. As you can tell here, it's a Ford part. It's got the Ford logo on it. Take a look at the finishing inside of that tonneau cover, all in carpet. This is really high quality for a tonneau cover, and it's one of the highest quality you can get for your truck. Also part of the equipment who comes with that XLT model, you got that step right here integrated to the tailgate. Really easy to use, really practical. Step inside of your F-150 easily. If we take a look at the tailgate, once again, you've got a nice graphic saying it's a Baja Splash. Again, you got the lettering here. Also, you've got the logo here saying that truck's been built by Boisvert Ford in Boucherville. Again, just by looking at the back of this truck, you can tell it's a Baja Splash. Again, they changed the rear lights and also marker lights just like the Raptor. It's a really nice touch. It fits with the truck. It's got a nice look to it. The Baja Splash, it's not only about the looks and the style, but also about performance. Look at here, you've got a cat back exhaust. These are custom made exhaust system for the Baja Splash. You've got a dual exhaust on each side, so you got a quad exit on this truck to have a nice growl, a nice sound from your V8 5-liter. Also, to mix with that exhaust, you've got a power chip inside of this truck to give you more performance and also to deliver the maximum performance out of that exhaust. So you get more horsepower and torque out of your V8. On top of having those 33-inch really aggressive grabbler, the team from Boisvert Ford been raising that truck with a lift kit of 2.5 inches. As you can tell, this truck stands higher, and also it comes with a Fox suspension to help you handle better the roads and off-road condition with those shocks. This is one of the main feature you'll find on the Baja Splash are those Fox shock suspension. The Baja Splash doesn't stop at the looks and the performance, but also inside of the truck. Stepping inside of the Baja Splash, you know, it really otherwise than the seats and the metal console, it's an XLT but well equipped. You get your infotainment here with Sync 3. Also, you've got a nice sunroof. You get your rear camera view and all that. You know, one of the nicest touch about this model here on the metal console, you've got your plaque, your badge. It's a Baja Splash. You can tell you got your VIN number and also the number. This is the first of 50. And here you got some embroidery also saying it's a Baja Splash. So if we step in the back of the Baja Splash, you know, you'll find the same quality and same finish as the seat you'll find in the front. That nice leather and Alcantara in the back. It's one of the nicest finish I've seen so far. Speaking of special edition or a custom made seat, this is really cool and a nice look for your truck. So some of you is gonna ask, what's the big difference between the Splash Edition and the Baja Splash Edition? So let's start with the graphic. You got special graphic for the Baja Splash Edition in the front, on the side, in the back. One of the main difference also, you've got a special hood again with the ram air and the heat extractor on the side. This is one of the biggest difference you'll find. Again, the logos and all that saying it's a Baja Splash. You've got those unique wheels also for the Baja Splash. These are looking pretty similar to the Splash one. But these are different from the Splash Edition. They're a new one, and also they're custom made and only available on the Splash Edition. One of the main components also you'll find on the Baja Splash are the Fox shock suspension, adding really a higher ride, a better quality on the road and off-road also. These shocks are fantastic. I love Fox shock suspension. These are one of my favorite shocks you can put on a truck. And also, obviously, you know, you've got the seats. They're a little bit different. In the Splash, they were all leather. In the Baja Splash, they are Alcantara and also leather. And you've got the sound system for the Splash and the rack also with the lights. These are really nice and unique to the Baja Splash model. So let's talk about the price of the Baja Splash. This truck, it's around $85,000, but depending on the actual monthly rebate available at the Ford dealership, you can probably go down in the 75 range. And yes, this truck, it's available to apply for those rebates because it's based on an F-150 XLT. Let's say there's a big rebate next month for the F-150, it can be applied to this truck because this truck is based on an XLT model. If you're looking at a Raptor, because the Raptor is a Ford Performance model, you cannot get the special rebates or special rate Ford is offering because it's not applicable to the Ford Performance model. But it's not the case with the Baja Splash because it's based again on an XLT. You can get all those rebates. Again, one of the big plus to buying a Baja Splash instead of buying your own Baja Splash, I could say, everything's been built by professional at the Ford dealership at Boisvert. Everything is warranted. You know, no stress having, you know, if it's gonna fit, if it's gonna break, how would it last, you know, everything, it's on the truck. I can tell you by my own experience, when you try to start to modifying your own truck, sometimes it can get really expensive. Sometimes the shops you're gonna deal with, they don't warranty any parts or any installation on it. So it can be a big nightmare. And with the Baja Splash, because it's built by a dealership, by a professional, you save a lot of time, a lot of money, and a lot of stress. So if you're interested to buy a Baja Splash Edition, you can contact the guys at Boisvert Ford in Boucherville. I will put all the details in the description. You can contact them. And you know, this is the first edition of 50, so the first one always worth a little bit more. All right, behind the wheel of the Baja Splash. You know, first of all, when you're behind the wheel of the Baja Splash, you can tell you're higher off the ground, obviously, due to the lift kit. You're higher than a little bit than 2.5 inches with that lift kit. But the big improvement for this truck, it's really the new shocks, those Fox shocks. Really similar to the ones you can find on a Raptor, the same brand. These shocks improve a lot the handling, the comfort on the road, the way it hits the bumps or any potholes. You can tell these shocks are made to do some off-roading and also behave well on the road. So it's a big improvement for the Baja Splash, having those Fox shocks. You know, the way it rides and all that. Again, it's really important when you you know, you raise up the you know, the level of your truck. Speaking of comfort, these seats are amazing. They're really comfortable. It's a big improvement for the Baja Splash. I can compare these seats to the F-150 Limited. You know, in the F-150 Limited, they're almost at the Lincoln level, I could say. And also this week, I'm driving a F-150 Limited, so I can really compare those two trucks back to back. and you know, comfort wise they're really similar. So again, you know, that comfort bring up the luxury for the Baja Splash. So behind the wheel of the Baja Splash, you can tell this model it's a little bit more powerful than a normal V8 5-liter F-150. This is due to the programmation of the computer. There's a chip inside of this truck, I could say. So this one performs a little bit better. The throttle response is more aggressive. The shift of the gears, it's a little bit more crisp. So it's a little bit more fun to drive. And also you get that nice rumble from the exhaust. Something I'm really glad the teams at Boisvert didn't forget, it's a sound system. You know, sometimes when you modify these trucks, you know, it raises up the price and it comes equal to some of other models like the King Ranch, the Platinum, and the Limited. But you know, sometimes these packages are really complete, but if you want something a little bit more off-road, a little bit more flashy like the Baja Splash, sometimes, you know, the guys at the dealership or either aftermarket company, they forget about the sound system. But again, in the Baja Splash, with the big sound system, big subwoofer and all that, you get a high quality sound, and also it's a fun, you know, sound system. So it's a little bit more powerful than a stock sound system. You get a little bit more bass, especially with that big subwoofer in the back, and you can control that power of the subwoofer, you know, to have some big bass, especially if you like to listen to some hip-hop, EDM, and these kind of music with a lot of bass. If you like music with a lot of bass, you will love the sound system inside of this Baja Splash. So overall, you know, the Baja Splashes are great, right? You know, every time I drive either the Splash or the Baja Splash, I get really, really good comments. Anywhere I go in the parking lots, people love it. From old to young, you know, this one, especially with the blue, with all the decals and all the stickers, it looks like a Hot Wheel. So I get really, really good comments. It's always fun. So if you're looking for a truck, you know, with attitude, it's flashy, you know, this is probably for you. If you're interested, you can contact the team at Boisvert Ford. I'll put all their information below. Let me know if you like these kind of test drive, trying new model or special model, modified cars, modified trucks. Let me know if you like the Baja Splash, and stay tuned for more. I've got plenty of stuff, plenty of videos coming up for you guys.